Okay. So what message are you trying to get across today?
Well, we want to show the Lib Dems that we're not going to accept what they're doing in the public sector, making cuts and attacking education as well, going back on all the things they said that they wouldn't do. So we're here to send a message to them, but also send a message to like working people, like come and join us, join the campaign against the cuts.
Yeah. Okay.
So how do you feel as a student about it? Is it quite something that's personal to you?
Well, there's cuts at my university, as there's cuts at every university. So yeah, as a student, like, I'm quite angry about what's going on with the cuts in education that they said they wouldn't do. But I mean, I think the people who are most angry is the people who are getting cuts in their public services, but also like school students, college students who are having their EMA attacked, and less university places. And also for myself, like when I come out of university, I don't know whether I'm going to get a job or not, because the government have made no attempt to create jobs for young people whatsoever.
So has it put you off doing maybe a postgraduate or?
Oh, definitely, yeah, I can't afford that, no chance.
So do you think it's affected your life choices as a whole, like finding out about the tuition fees and sort of it sent you on a different direction maybe?
Well, I'm training to be a social worker, so there's not really much scope with that degree other than being a social worker. Like, so hopefully, I mean, I'm very worried about when I come out with all the tax to public services, whether I'm actually going to get a job in social services at all. Like, so I'm quite worried about it. Such is my desire to be a social worker, I ain't going to change my mind.
So if you had like a personal message for Nick Clegg, if you could speak to him face to face today, what would you say to him?
Don't put that on camera. Like.
Put it nicely.
Alright, okay. You shouldn't have gone into coalition with the Tories, and you shouldn't be making working class people pay for a crisis of the rich.
How do you feel about the fact that he's promised the people of Sheffield certain things, and since he's been in the coalition, people of Sheffield have said, what about this, what about that?
Well, everyone says he's a liar now, don't they? Because he's lied. He's gone back again on everything he said. And I think that they've committed like electoral suicide, because the council elections are coming up and they're going to absolutely get battered. Like.
Would have been a better idea for him to step back when the Conservatives sort of took the election?
Well, he shouldn't have gone into coalition with them.
Yeah.
But then again, you know, it would have been, you know, there's not a single party myself who I would vote for. Like, I went to the ballot box and I spoiled my ballot because it's not a party that I would vote for. Every party said they wanted to have cuts. So why would I want to vote for
you don't
cuts?
feel like the government itself has anything to offer you anymore?
Not this government, no, there's nothing. All they want to do is attack the living and working conditions of working class people at the expense of the rich.
What do you think about the amount of police they've got here? Do you think it's too much, or?
I don't know. We'll have to see how many people there are tomorrow, like, and how many people there are today. Inevitably, they're expecting a lot of, well, they're expecting some violence, which could kick off. But that would only be an expression of how angry people actually are at the Lib Dems against, you know, the
Is there any
government.
sort of fear of a repeat of the student protests that went down after the tuition fees?
I wouldn't call it a fear. Like, I mean, I thought the student protests were really good, sort of thing. But I wouldn't suggest that violence is exactly the best tactic. But at the same time, if it happened, I wouldn't condemn it, because people are obviously really angry, and it's just an expression of their anger.
Do you think the focus is mostly going to be on students today, or do you think it's a wide variety of people that are angry? Or
I think everyone's angry, because I mean, yeah, a lot of students will have voted Lib Dem, clearly, and they'll be angry that they've gone back on all the pledges that they've made. But the majority of working people in this city will be really, really angry at the fact that their jobs and their services are under attack, like NHS, education, local services, social services. It's all under attack. So everyone's going to be angry.
do you feel like it's a good opportunity for Nick Clegg to come back to his sort of hometown to see the reaction?
I think he'd be better just staying away, because I think for his safety, sort of thing.
But do you think it's going to get a message across? Do you think he's going to pay attention? Do you think something will change because of it, or not?
No, he said that he doesn't want people of Sheffield to embarrass their city, to embarrass their city with this demonstration. He clearly is a hated figure in Sheffield now, and I wouldn't rule out him losing his seat at the next general election, actually. But no, he's definitely lost all support. I don't see anyone listening to anything he's got to say.
So are you here all weekend then?
Yeah.
Every day?
Every day. It'll be today, and there's a demonstration tomorrow. It's a march from Devonshire Green to the City Hall, so I'll be taking part in that.
Okay, yeah. Thank you for that.
Thanks so much.